The movie opens with Barry ordering his daily coffee at a cafe. He receives a call from Alfred, asking him to reach a crime scene of a robbery in Gotham City. Barry reaches the crime scene, and is informed by Batman that the robbers have stolen a deadly virus from the lab of Gotham Hospital. And as he is chasing them, he tells Barry to save the people of the collapsing hospital. After saving everyone there, and taking care of the situation, he goes to help Batman and also meets Wonder Woman. They all share few words of appreciation for each other. Barry reaches his office, and as usual, he is scolded by his boss for always being late to work and never finishing his assignments on time. In the evening, leaving from work, Barry meets his college friend Iris, who he wanted to date during his college days but somehow could not. Iris has become a journalist now. While walking together, she asks him about the upcoming trial date of his father, who is in custody for the murder of Barry's mother. Barry gets upset on her questioning and leaves immediately. Reaching home, he receives a package of videotapes from the forensic lab. The recordings on the tapes clearly show that, though Barry's father was in the store, shopping for groceries during his wife's murder, but in the video his face is never seen, as he never looked up. And this does not prove his alibi. Disappointed by this, Barry calls his father and tells him they will have to look again for new evidence to prove his innocence. Talking to his father, he remembers his family and revisits his home in his memories. He remembers the same day his mother was murdered. It was a sunny day, they all were happy. His mother asked his dad to go and get her another can of tomatoes from the store, as she has one less than required. His father wanted Barry to go, but he went himself. When he came back home from shopping, he heard his mother screaming. He rushed into the kitchen to see his mother, stabbed with a knife, and his father sitting next to her. Under the burden of his emotions, and accidentally using the speed force, Barry travels back a day in time, and could again see the hospital accident, where he was a day before. Enthralled with his experience, Barry narrates his time travel incident to Bruce. And asks him how wonderful it would be if he can go back in time and save his mother. Bruce warns him of time travel, and his plans of changing the past, as that will have consequences in the present too. As Bruce leaves, Barry meets Iris outside his house. He invites her inside and offers her a drink. While they both are talking, Barry gets an idea. What if his mother already had an extra can of tomatoes, so his father never had to leave the house in the first place? And so she will never be murdered. He plans to go back in time and quickly put an extra can of tomatoes in her basket, while she was shopping herself. He tells Iris goodbye and leaves his house in a hurry. Using his powers, he travels back in time, reaching 2008, the day his mother was shopping in the store before her murder. He quickly picks up a can, and places it in her basket and travels back. While he is coming back, a speedster knocks him and throws him out of his travel path. Barry falls in 2013, but of an alternate universe. He quickly takes clothes from an old couple and goes inside his house. He is happy to see his mom alive. She thinks he is back from his college, and compliments on his new short hair. His father greets him, and they all sit to have food. While they are eating, Barry looks out of the window and sees the Barry of 2013, coming home. He quickly runs out to him, and tells him about himself and his time travel, and thus takes him into confidence. He also tells him, together they both cannot exist in the same reality, and so nobody should know about his identity. While talking, Barry gets to know, it is the same day and date, when he got his powers, so now he has to take this Barry to the same place, so that he can get his powers too. He takes him to the same police station, where he got electrocuted from lightning, and got his powers. But by mistake, in the process, the lightning passes through him, and reaches the new Barry, giving the new Barry powers, but taking away his powers. The new Barry gets super excited, with his new acquired powers. Barry trains him to use his powers, and also gives him his ring, which contains his suit. While they are in the city, they hear a broadcast on the TV, where General Zod is announcing his attack on our planet. Barry tells the new Barry that only Superman can kill Zod, as they come from the same planet, and though in the future, Superman kills Zod, but before that happens, Zod kills millions of people. So to save all those people, they now have to find all the superheroes and Superman, to form the Justice League and protect the Earth. Reaching home, he starts looking for them but cannot locate neither Cyborg, Wonder Woman, or Aquaman, as they don't exist in this timeline. But from New Barry's friends he gets to know Batman does exist in this universe. With the New Barry, he travels to Wayne Manor to find Bruce. There they find another version of Bruce, who is not only old but has also retired from crime fighting. Bruce tells him, if you travel back in time to change an event, it not only changes the timeline after the event, but also the timeline before the event. And that's why he cannot find things in this timeline. Using Bruce's equipment, Barry finds out that Superman is held in Russia by a mercenary group. He convinces Bruce to once again become Batman and help them. The Batman suits up and prepares his Batwing to fly them to Russia. They reach their destination and somehow locate the pod, in which they think Superman is kept, but when they open it they find a female inside. The mercenaries attack them, but they carry the feeble woman along with them, and reach outside in the snow. Outside, they are outnumbered by the soldiers and taken into custody. Before anything further could happen, the girl somehow gets up and overpowers all the soldiers. But before she could introduce herself, she collapses again. They carry her along in the Batwing, to Wayne Manor. Here when she wakes up, she introduces herself as Kara and she is Superman's cousin sister. She tells them Superman's pod never reached Earth in this universe. They take her to the roof where she, like Superman, gets charged up with sunlight. After Kara is back with her powers, Barry asks Bruce to help him get his powers back, by artificially electrocuting him. Bruce prepares the entire setup, and electrocutes Barry. With the shock he becomes very weak, and their attempt fails too, nearly killing Barry, and he gets no powers also. This prompts Kara and she picks up Barry and flies into the actual storm and make him get struck by lightning a second time, and that successfully revives his powers. All four of them suit up to fight the Zod armies and reach the battlefield. Kara confronts Zod, who tells her, all the genetic material required to make planet Krypton again, was kept in the DNA of one of the two Kryptonian who left Krypton, and he thought it was Superman, so he intercepted his pod and killed him, even before he could reach Earth. But found, it was not his DNA which carried the genetic information, so the genetic information was in Kara's DNA as she was the other Kryptonian of the two. The two Barrys and Batman fight the Zod's army and Kara fights with Zod. During the fight a missile hits the Batwing and it crashes, killing Batman. On the other side Zod overpowers Kara and kill her too. Both Barrys decide to go back in time and revive their companions. But in some time both Kara and Batman are killed again. The new Barry wants the old Barry to come along with him back in time and bring Kara and Batman back again. But every time their companions have the same fate. As New Barry travels, the multiverse starts to collapse in on itself. Barry realizes they will not be able to save them, and tells the new Barry to stop. He tells him, all they are creating is so many changes in the past and future that will have major consequences. He tells New Barry that he is going back and changing their mother's fate back to what it was before. They have to accept her death. As he says this, the speedster who knocked him in the very beginning of his time travel, comes back again. He reveals, he is the future of the new Barry. And like the new Barry, he also thinks, he can bring back Kara and Bruce and save his world from Zod. He grows angry when Barry reveals his intentions, to reverse the changes he made to the timeline and let their mother die. Enraged, the dark speedster attempts to kill Barry, but the new Barry comes in between and sacrifices himself to save Barry. And that automatically wipes his own future, which is the dark speedster, from the timeline. Barry goes back in time, picks up the can of tomatoes from her mother's cart and places it back on the shelf. And makes one more change, before returning to the present. In the present day he reaches the court for his father's trial, where this time the video recording shows his father's face. As he is picking up the can of tomatoes from the top shelf. As now the tomato cans are placed on the top shelf. The new evidence proves his father's innocence. Outside the court Barry is contacted by Bruce, who also happens to come and see him. But his appearance is changed again, due to the change made by Barry in the timeline. In the post-credit scene, Barry is shown sharing his time travel experiences to a drunken Aquaman. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to watch latest and interesting movies. And please write in comments movies you want to see.